We are into the draft for game number 2. Turbo, Cyborg, Ninjas, and Love Salad will continue here into the Haunted Mines.
Haunted Mines, one we got to see yesterday once, but one we normally don't see very often at all. And because of it, we might see some interesting bans come forward, as already Turbo Cyborg Ninja is going to ban out Sylvanas, one you really just can't allow. You almost just can't allow a team to have her.
Yeah, and guess what? Johanna's out, and Jaina's first pick, not Zeratul, all right. Then into a Leoric, still not a Zeratul. Into a Kael'thas, also not a Zeratul. Where's Zagara in all this? Either. Oh, there she is. Okay.
There she is. Zeratul still on the table, but Turbo Cyborg Ninja not choosing to pick him up. They'll go ahead and get their support. We're going to grab Malfurion.
Balloon, grant us strength.
Very rapid-fire draft. My gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So remember, it's Haunted Mines. Sylvanas as a first ban isn't necessarily the worst, but it's definitely more of a quick match slash Hero League mentality. In some of these higher leagues, you almost never see a Sylvanas ban, or at least not as a first ban, because there's just so many other priorities into this. But it's a 2-lane map. You leave Sylvanas to her own devices, all of a sudden you're minus a fort, you're minus gates, towers, keeps, whatever. She's very good at clearing out those waves and just making sure that you don't advance in one of those lanes. So with her out, not a surprise. I'm curious that Love Salad's saying no Johanna. I guess Xinghua really made a statement with his Blessed Shields last round.
Those were some fantastic Blessed Shields. He really caught quite a few people with those, and they were really good. Turbo Cyborg Ninjas were really good at capitalizing on it, so maybe they're hoping that that's a very comfort pick for Johanna, and they might be messing with Turbo Cyborg Ninjas a little bit by not getting it, especially because she was picked very early on. Love Salad are also going to ban Zeratul. Interesting to see Zeratul make it to the second round of bans, but not past that.
It happens a lot more in Europe than it does in North America. Usually, if he's not a ban, he doesn't last until the second round. But Love Salad remembering that, hey, there is still a Zeratul on the board. They have to get rid of him. Cyborg Ninjas, is this their second Tyrande ban? Somebody banned Tyrande last round.
Yeah, because Love Salad picked up the Butcher.
It is their second, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right, because they did have the Butcher. Love Salad, do they want to try that this time? I mean, Butcher is still there. Tyrande's not, but on a small little map like this, the melees of choice, I would have actually assumed would have been closer to Illidan or Sonya.
Sonya would be really awesome to see, but either way, Turbo Cyborg Ninjas do not want to allow Tyrande to play for whatever reason. They've banned her out twice now, so they know what works for them, know what works against them, and they're going to make sure that she is not on the table. Love Salad now have 2 picks, and they're dipping in their time pool a little bit. They're still going to need a support. They've got their choice, though, because there's none banned and Malfurion already picked up, so they've got their choice except for Malfurion. They could leave that until later if they have more higher priorities here.
Somebody actually doesn't like my draft setup. Wow. Get out. By the way. Turbo Cyborg Ninjas have a lot of extra time here to think about what they want because Love Salad is taking so long. But looks like they will actually finally put something on the board. It will be a Murden to be added to the table. Now, we have a Rhaegar. We have an Uther. We have a Lily. I wonder, any of those choices, will Love Salad once more be ready for adventure?
I hope so. Ready for adventure, but I don't think so. You're going to get Falstad and Murden. Falstad, interesting. A lot of times teams pick him up because of his global presence, the fact that he can traverse very large battlegrounds with ease with his special mount, but it's not going to be the case here. This is a fairly small battleground, but it is still nice to be able to fly to the entrance of the mines instead of having to run all the way there when you're respawning or maybe going back to make sure you're full on health and mana.
Yeah, Falstad is not something of a priority pick I would have really kind of put into my hand here, especially for Haunted Mines. It's a small map. You can't fly between levels either. I mean, you can zone into, up or down, and then you can fly around that area, but it's not exactly, there's no Vala yet, right? Jaina's already picked Kael'thas, but Zagara's already down, but Sylvanas is actually banned out. So I would have taken a Vala myself, but when it comes down to it, we are lacking a little bit more on some of those range damage dealers. And if Turbo Cyborg Ninjas want to add another one to it, this actually could be a double specialist with Zagara Nazeebo.
interesting choice of their warrior. Turbo Cyborg Ninja is going to get Tyrael, and I'm wondering if they are. They're going to get a second warrior. They're going to have Tyrael and Nuvarak. Such a strong frontline, engage heavy, as long as they pick up that judgment. I don't think we'll see a sanctification. I feel like we'll only ever see that in the Asian scene, but you never know.
You never know, man. You never know. The dream team, though, of Tyrael and Nuvarak, I mean, they're going to be very safe when it comes to contesting a lane, contesting skulls, contesting mercenaries. The hit point pools are going to be very, very kind to them. But at the same time, Saldd do have double warrior themselves, and they got a Mirrodin this round. So Reverberation, I'm not entirely too sure will get huge amounts of value. It might actually go into Perfect Storm for Pierce, and perhaps even Sledgehammer out of that. Who needs Sylvanas if you can just Sledgehammer everything down? Something to note, though, is that with Malfurion already picked up here from this Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, there's no support left for Saldd that can actually get a mule.
Oh, yeah. Basically, Lily, Rhaegar, Uther, none of them can get that. Only Malfurion grabbing that, as well as Tassadar and Tronda, but we won't see, I do not think, a Tassadar solo support for Saldd. I think they're trying to figure out who to grab. Do you think Malfurion will get the mule, though? Because you do have to sacrifice the cleanse, and with Mirrodin stuns, I'd be scared not to have a cleanse.
I'm not too sure Mirrodin is enough to warrant just the cleanse, but it depends on what... I was really hoping for Rhaegar, but guys, we are ready for adventure once more.
Lily is back. The small panda has been chosen for Saldd as their support.
I wonder if their support... Who was their support player last time? Papadre? Oh, I can't click on them. I wanted to see if they actually have any levels in Rhaegar.
It's either Papadre or Metza.
Okay, so you're right. Either way, I can't click on the names because, yay, draft interfaces in game. Either way, I mean, if this is the only support they have, then, I mean, it will obviously follow that this is the only support they can run. But this is twice now they prioritized Lily over everyone else. And last time, with so many auto attackers, we didn't even see a blind build. So now that they don't actually have to kind of deal with a lot of those auto attackers, Lily and her bouncy serpent could actually get some pretty decent value. But it's going to be harsh. How many jugs are you going to get out with a Nuvarak, Tyrael Judgment, Zagara Maw? Like, there's so many ways to stop the heals.
Yeah, Judgment is going to be... I never thought I would see him picked into a Tyrael, because Judgment is like the easiest way to stop a jug of 1,000 cups. And then from there, we've already seen Turbo Cyborg Ninjas are good at capitalizing on something like that. They capitalized really well on Johanna's Blessed Shield last time. As long as Jaina and Zagar are in the area, Jaina's going to be able to throw down her entire combo on whomever is judgmented. And if that's Lily, they're going to have no heals.
It doesn't feel like Saldd is picking as kind of like counters or synergy. They're just kind of picking what they're comfortable with. And unfortunately, I mean, we didn't really see a lot of synergy with it game number 1. I'm not really swaying my vote here for game number 2. Saldd definitely feels a little bit more scattered, whereas Turbo Cyborg Ninjas definitely has something more reminiscent of the competitive comp.
Yeah, I'm looking at what they've chosen with the unusual battleground, the Haunted Mines. You're going to want people who can clear those waves, those small camps of the skeletons very quickly, and Jaina is going to be good at that. Zagara will be good at that. Tyrael with Eldarin's Might, and then Smite is very good at it too. On the other side, Saldd. Leoric will be good at it. Kael'thas, but then Falstad shoots more in a line. He's much more a single target or in a line. So I'm interested to see how they will fare in that regard.
All right, we'll have to see how these guys fare. Apparently, I loaded on the right-hand side. I haven't done that in a while. So let's talk about the Saldd here on the right-hand side in the red trunks. Cookie, Sniper, Rod Nation, Anubis.exe, Meza, and into the bottom, Papadre once more.
And their opponents who are up 1-0 in this best of 3, we have Turbo Cyborg Ninjas in the blue with Bloodcore, Zingwa, Laylo, Munchkin, and Toru.
Toru, Zingwa, and then it's like lay low. It's like, well, that almost sounds Asian. Almost. What? What are you doing? What? For what?
Energy Royal on Kael'thas. Gravity Lapse's cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds for each enemy hit.
Moonburn.
Yeah. All right. So now Malfurion, you can add that to the heroes who are good at clearing out those camps fast.
Yeah, Energy Royal, what's up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a long time.
Block on Murden. Not Perfect Storm, not Reverberation.
Well, lots to block, I guess. I mean, when double warriors come at your face, you need that negative 50% kappa. Anyways, so Toru in the bottom, it looks like it's going to be the bugs pushing out for the bottom. It's in a 2v2. There's not a 4-1 split from either side. It is actually the 3-2 from both. And I don't see a lot of work getting done top from either side, but I do see a lot of those, pushing powers coming in together for the bottom lane here from the Turbo Cyborg Ninjas. So if they can actually push this out, it doesn't even matter if they get to the wall or not. All they have to do is basically just try to drain the mana. So when the mines come up, they're going to have a big advantage when it comes that way.
Yeah, I mean, Zigara already is fantastic pusher, but then you add Nubarak with the Beetle build, and that is going to be a very strong push, like you mentioned.
Yep.
Up top, it looks like nothing really is going on, very even. A few members taking some damage, but just playing cautiously, not trying to get too caught out here. Bloodcore might just gonna get hit by the Blinding Wind, but nothing too bad.
It's sad. I don't really expect to get much done into the top. Well, a little bit of damage coming down on top of Toru, but remember, we got mines coming up here in 10 seconds. Ultimately, it does look like they are pushing out more towards the bottom. Rat Nation down to half hit points. Remember, he doesn't have any stacking either. I mean, there's not going to be any kind of health return from his fell, so he can't exactly look to trade. And he doesn't have any stacking mana with the mana infusion either, so that half mana is going to be harsh moving forward.
Drain Hope is on Zingwa, who is going to get hit by the Lightning Rod as Picking Sniper with a aggressive barrel roll. Zingwa going to be able to get away, though, has Eldrin's Might and his shielding, too, and going to get healed back up. They're going to be rotating back in, maybe trying to take somebody out, but looks like we've got the 3 there. A split here on the side of Love Salad, and Root's going down on Raw Nation. Eldrin's Might to body block, and Kael'thas falls.
Kael'thas really split from his team. Look at Papadre. He's just like, team? Hello, team? I need to get the team. Team just goes top, and he goes in through bottom. This could easily be a collapse. Look at Zingwa, Lalo, Toru. All they have to do is come down, but it looks like they're not going to be very interested. They are trying to split and get as many skulls as they can, because that's exactly what Love Salad is doing. Anubis into the top, Meza, Cookie Sniper there as well. But now, again, like the team is split. Kael'thas is just going to come in through the top. We got Padre on the other side of that fight, way into the bottom. Actually, this could even become a little bit of a sandwich going forward up against the Turbo, but Padre jumps in.
He's jumped in now. He's taking a lot of damage. He's getting fairly low here. Lightning Rod is not going to do too much. Murden is down. So now, once again, it is a 5v4, but the members of Turbo Cyborg Ninjas are fairly low, especially in mana. They don't really have too much there. Yes, they have a Malfurion, but it's quite a long cooldown there on that Innervate. So we're going to see Love Salad at least leash the Golem, although they're going to let it go as Turbo Cyborg Ninja's not quite ready to get out of here. Gravity Lapse goes down on Tyrael. It will not be enough as Nubarak was able to get a great impale off, and Leoric will fall.
Leoric down. There goes Tyrael. Well, so finally a little bit of a return. 3 takedowns to 1 by the end of it. Cookie Sniper's not looking so hot. Apparently a Nubarak. Oh, he got caught by the Mirror, and he came right back from that death timer through the bottom and picked up the bug. So these early Haunted Mines fights, like, you can die so many times, like, before level 7 and still be relevant in some of these team fights as you come back into it. But Roots are going to come down there on top of the Kael'thas. Looks like he will actually survive through it. Meza, though, skin over teeth for that mana. And the Skull advantage will finish off for Love Salad.
Wow, even though they lost Kael'thas very early on there, they were able to make something happen. Zing was going to try to come in, but I don't know what you're going to do
Zing
here.
was just like, hello, team? Go in there.
Now, Falstad, it was right as Falstad flew away, too. He was like, goodbye, team. Good luck with that. The rest of Turbo Cyborg Ninja is going to be working on the Bruisers in mid. Looks like both teams are going to start maybe rotating in, trying to grab their Siege Giants, as they can pick them up, wait to cap them until the Golems move past the forts, and then they will be used for defense versus those Golems.
All right, so as you were saying, I mean, the Stone Bros are going to be coming into this one, and it doesn't look like the timings are going to be that off. In fact, timings are pretty much just perfect at this point. So good note there for the teams. Problem is that while they were off doing that, we do have a little bit of a push coming in on the off lane. Okay, from Turbo Cyborg Ninjas. Looks like they're going to be stuck on defense. 64-36, and there's no Sylvanas here to boot. So the little golem into the top is not going to get a lot done, but this is where I would have expected them to kind of be pushing. But instead, they pushed out a little bit bottom. They got all that ammo out of it, and well, they do transition to defense. Overall, Golem's not going to get much done here. The splits are just not powerful enough from either side.
Yeah, both teams actually picked up their Siege Giants kind of early, but because neither was trying to push, they all just defended. They're going to be able to push with both of them.
Perfect timings, were they?
No, they were both early because they were sitting on the outside, so that would have been an easy pickup for either team, but both just choosing to defend, or they're going to pick up their level 7 talents. But a big push here on the opposite side for Love Saldd. Are they going to get collapsed on, though, as the Impale is going to hit a few of the members. Eldrin's Might goes in, Roots do not connect with anybody, and they're going to back off after taking some hit from the Flame Strike.
All right, level 7 coming out for both sides. Did you see the boomerang? We got the good stuff coming out there from Lily. Now, see, this is a much better Lily build, at least in my opinion. But I wanted it last game, not this one, because there's the Mass Vortex for the blind, right? Timeless Creature for the duration. Okay, that's fine. I mean, the level 1, I probably would have went with Conjures myself, but that's me. And now the good stuff for a little bit of extra heals over time. That is great. I just wanted it last match this time. Okay. Mirrodin. Mirrodin. We gotta have a talk, brother. Skullcracker is not something we see a lot of anymore.
Ever.
Ever. Did we ever see it? That's a good question. All right. There's the Skullcracker. We do gotta actually have a Fission Bomb there from Kael'thas, so there's still hope. And the Mule from Malfurion.
Rapid Incubation once again for Zagara. Full-on Beetle build still from New Barak. And then Battle Momentum for Tyrael. That's very common as he's got actually rather good auto attack speed. So the Blinding Wind at least will definitely help with him. Oh my gosh, so many members get hit by that Blizzard. Cookie Sniper and Metza very, very low, but Metza is maybe not. No, she's going to not be able to use those fast speeds to get away. And now the Raw Nation, Anubis, and Cookie Sniper are all very low, still getting chased down by Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, but no further takedowns here.
No further takedowns, but still, I mean, with Lily out and a lot of low hit points across the board for Love Saldd, their map positioning is just absolutely atrocious when it comes to these next skeleton phase, which is now up. Cookie Sniper's coming to the top with Padre, but the big money ones are off to the left here, and the split is, well, it's not phenomenal, but it's definitely going to be good enough. Cyborg Ninjas now poised to be taking majority of these small skull camps. Well, if Toru finishes it, that is. Come on, guys, you got to finish those skulls. Got to get him, get that majority, because you didn't last time and you paid for it. There we go.
They're gonna, there we go, they've grabbed them. They've got 38 so far, and they might be able to get to Padre here. Bloodcore is not a good enough body block to be able to grab him, but they have zoned him out from the rest of the team, and they realize this, so they're going to head straight to the Golem now, which is about halfway down on health. The rest of Love Saldd is going to start to move away. Cookie Sniper low on mana and on health. Here come the two warriors in front to push back the rest of the members, and Zingwa is fairly low, though. He's going to have to be careful until he can get healed back up. He also does not have any mana.
Yeah, Padre coming in. I thought maybe he was going to go for that snipe on top of Zingwa, but level 10 is just on the horizon for either side, and it looks like it's going to be ticking closer and closer here for Love Saldd. If they can get any takedown and skill them as quick as they can, Zingwa actually could be the big target. Up he goes, and he's down level 10. Can he blow up and take down Raw Nation? He can, but we don't have any heroics skilled as of yet. Skill the rogues, throw the ballot. Here comes the Jugs. Throw down the Phoenix. No, you can't. Kael'thas is going to be down. Anubarak is going to be actually just now running for his life. But Anubis.exe, is there going to be a march? It doesn't even need it. But the level 10 skill up was the big swing of that fight at the end.
Yeah, that was perfect timing for Saldd to be able to pick up their heroic abilities. We've got Jug of 1,000 Cups, which was so integral in keeping them alive, and as well as the Avatar, the Hinterland Blast Phoenix, March of the Black King. We do have Judgment as well as Water Elemental, which we saw Jaina try to use to stay alive. The Locust Swarm, Devouring Maw, and Tranquility for Turbo Cyborg Ninjas. So all very standard pickups there.
I like the beetle build from Anubarak. But with rapid incubation for Munchkin, I might have wanted to see battle momentum just to kind of keep pushing, keep throwing out as many skills as they can in a lot of these team fights, because a lot of these team fights are very fleeting. They don't last like a heck of a long time, right? So if you can get out more and more damage and then, you know, you just rinse repeat, I probably would have went with that. It's not the biggest of maps, so rapid incubation feels a little bit wasteful, but either way, you know, both teams now going to be hitting that level 11 mark. Both teams are going to be on the defense once more, but it is Love Saldd with the bigger golem again.
Yeah, but it is Turbo Cyborg Ninjas who have the mule. Unfortunately, they dropped it so early on that it got taken out by the golem, so a little bit of a misplay there to drop the mule. It'll be back up pretty soon, though. They will not lose their fort, but neither will, again, Love Saldd. So very passive game in terms of structure takedowns here, as neither has lost a single fort.
Now, we did actually have the Stone Bros, you know, working with Love Saldd. That's a little bit of a detriment now to the Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, because they're about to lose their own. And that's not exactly, did they know this is happening? At least they think it's happening. Toru is going to jump into it. He's going to use that escape to get in. He needs to get on the point. He can't. The Jugs are now going to go out. Xinghua, I don't think actually got the judgment on top of Meza, but Meza is going to be dropping low. Raw Nation into the back. He's going to be down, and that is the Kael'thas out. The Anubarak was the trade, but low hit points. Cookie Sniper gets sniped. Meza might actually be able to get out of this one, but Padre is way too far away from anybody else on his team. Roots are going to be there. Can lay low and Xinghua actually finish him off. We need Bloodcore to come back into it. Need Munchkin. There we go. Finally now coming back. And Anubis isn't going to escape with that Wraith Log. He tried to take down lay low, but there doesn't seem to be anything left in the tank here, and he will escape. 2 for 1 by the end of it, but they did lose out their Stone Bros.
Oh, they did lose him. I did not realize that they still got the
Toru could get on the point.
I was really interested in the judgment on top of Falstad instead of Lily, but the Jug of 1,000 Cups did go out really early in that fight, and
no vigilance.
He didn't have anything.
Maybe it got interrupted.
Yeah, either got maybe it did get interrupted, and that's why the judgment came out.
That's a heck of a timing on judgment then.
Yeah, right? You have to be instant.
Yeah, that guy is a little clairvoyant maybe, but either way, I mean, no hinterlands. The Jugs, yeah, as you said, came out a little bit early, and it didn't last. It did not last.
Nope. We've got both teams near to 13. Turbo Cyborg Ninjas are going to try to catch somebody out before their opponents hit 13, and they are going to get it. Kael'thas is down. Devouring Maw picks up Falstad and one of the other members. Only the two, it looks like it was Lee, 2 warriors remaining out of that, but now they have been able to stave off the aggression until the rest of the team back. It's a 4v5 in favor of Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, but they are fairly low. Tranquility going to heal them back up. They're trying to catch Leoric here. Maybe Impale is going to grab him. Will they get it? They will get the takedown. Leoric falls.
Yeah, Meza and Cookie Sniper don't want to be sitting there, but Papadre is going to be trying to do as much disengage as he can. Now let's play ring around the mine entrance, but he's actually not even going to get chased. Meza still slow, needs that fast feet to be going, but it's not going to be near enough. Cookie Sniper just abandoning team, saying, I'm going to get as many skills as I can, guys. High five, but either way, I mean, the map positioning once again is just not favoring Love Saldd, and those death timers are starting to creep up there. It's harder and harder to lose out your life and come back into this mine and still be effective.
Yeah, it's going to be, they won't have Lily for 10 more seconds. In that amount of time, the seats could be down, but it looks like Turbo Cyborg Ninjas are just trying to kind of catch out some of the members. They're going to be able to get Raw Nation here, and there's the body blocks and the gravity labs in, but that's not going to matter. Kael'thas is going to be down, and now for 30 seconds, they won't have that mage for Love Saldd, and they are going to still try to catch the rest of the members at the golem. They really don't want to give up this many skulls, especially when they're so close in skulls already.
Both of the tanks here from the Turbo Cyborg Ninjas actually do have the Burning Rage, so if they're up in your face, they're not only doing passive damage, but of course all their active damage. Xinghua with the Judgment. Cookie Sniper is not going to be able to set up on his perch, and that's going to be the lack of not only the Kael'thas, but the Falstad. The big damage core from Love Saldd can't really get anything done. They just keep getting picked off, and Meza on Lily doesn't have the burst heals for that upfront healing. She just doesn't have anything to do about any of this. There's no cleanse available. Her heals take a little bit to kick in. Even with the Jugs, I mean, can get interrupted. It has not been a good game for Meza whatsoever.
Yeah, even that Jug of 1,000 Cups was not necessary at all. Their 2 warriors could have easily been healed back up just because of their Q. So it's going to be down, but it's got a fairly low cooldown, just 70 seconds. So it's already down to 30, and we'll be back up. She did pick up Hindering Winds, so focusing on that Blinding Wind once again, looking to slow enemy movement speed. What else is there?
Crippling Hammer. You don't see that much. Crippling Hammer for the movement speed, but oh, finally a Hinterland's Blast goes out. The Maw unfortunately doesn't hit anything. We did get Xinghua onto the point, and the point is just not going to be his friend at all. Anubis.exe and Falstad will lose their lives in that process, but the Mercs will go over to Love Saldd, and Padre jumps right into Bloodcore with those auto attacks and the Frostbolts. It's going to be enough to put the Dwarf down, and now Mez is going to be on that retreat. Raw Nation into the bottom lane as well, but remember, this is the smaller golem this time for Love Saldd. They're not going to get huge value out of it bottom, although the fort is out of ammo. It's not going to get any work done on the keep, but at the same time, the 66 is now pushing in. Will the mule be enough to save out top? Because I think we're about to actually get both forts here from Love Saldd, despite their smaller golem.
That would at least help them out with the experience, because they are now down 16 to 15. They got the bottom fort, and they're going to actually push with the smaller golem, choosing not to fully defend versus this top one. And I have to wonder if this is a little bit of a mistake, because they could lose their keep here, as it's falling Cookie Sniper and Avatar not really doing too much here. Toru is taking some damage to the shield right back up. But Padre about to fall even in Avatar form, and the keep goes down, and they might actually lose their keep too, though.
Yeah, it's looking actually good. You know, this just nothing to stop this golem from going in. And believe it or not, would you ever have bet that Saldd was able to equal out this pressure? Now, the bigger thing is that they got a golem on the core here for Saldd. They can't push out anymore, but still, this won't even break out the shield at this point. But the golem is now going to go up to the core here of Turbo Cyborg Ninjas as well. And a lot of experience went into the pockets right there of Love Saldd. They were down at the 16-15 mark, and well, they might actually still be down as Anubis is getting caught mid. That's a nice march, but it won't be enough to kind of turn the tide. But either way, they got a fort, 2 towers, a keep, another tower, as it turns out. That's almost enough to put us to parity for levels.
The little golem that could, right here, attacking the core of Turbo Cyborg Ninjas. And I stand corrected. Excellent decision-making by Love Saldd in going down, equalizing out the structures. Both the golems now on core, and it's going to come down to the next mine phase. Unless there is a big fight before then.
Sorry, I just facepalmed a little. We have Chain Bomb into Ignite.
No. Oh my goodness. All right.
Yep. If you guys don't know, you can't actually Living Bomb somebody that already, like, Ignite won't apply Living Bomb to anybody with already a Living Bomb. So Chain Bombs in this regard, Living Bomb's explosion applies Living Bomb to enemies around it. You can't double stack them anymore. It used to be the most overpowered thing ever. But you can't do it anymore, so that's a curious choice. Either way, our Falstad, I have to take issue with Falstad here.
Yeah, he's
Falstad
really focusing on that
throw,
hammering.
Boomerang, cripple, hammer time.
Then why get charged up?
Okay, so when you take a Falstad against the double tanks, you need to do as much single target damage as possible. It is your job to shred down a tank. The boomerang, the power throw is fine, although more often than not you'll see Seasoned Marksman. That's fine. Charged up, then you need to go Secret Weapon, Giant Killer Overdrive, because that's the max damage you're ever going to do. This hammer build from Cookie Sniper, unfortunately, is just not really getting the work done.
That's what I was saying with the hammering, or focusing, why get charged up. But now Kael'thas has already fallen. He's out of the fight. Judgment was so integral in taking him down. Devouring Maw does not get anybody, but it doesn't matter. Falstad also going to fall. The 2 damage dealers are already out of the fight. Muradin is down. Only Leoric and Lily remaining. What will we see the ninjas decide to do? They are not sure themselves. They were waffling a little bit, but they're instead going to go to the mines, not going straight for core.
And they're not going to do anything about these Stone Bros yet again. Now, there's a catapult on that side to help push it out. And but at this point, I mean, if you're already down that many, Anubis has the right idea into the bottom lane. He is going to try to get as many skulls as possible. Xinghua's looking for him. He's just like, all right, they got to be here somewhere. So look into the map. They'll know that more or less where Anubis and Meza are at this point. But the spread out, the skulls are going to be actually really good here for Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, which means that they could actually be looking at an endgame situation. But 16 skulls to their name, and now Stone Bros pushing down top as well. there's a lot of little advantages going to Love Sound. The problem in this late game, though, is that they can't solidify any team fights. It's 20 takedowns to 7, Gilly.
Yeah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference.
Yes, it is.
I hadn't even seen that. Looks like they are going to give up the skulls and choose just to push, trying to catch up in experience. They're going after this final keep here, but if they're not careful, they could get caught there. I see everybody from the ninjas moving back toward top. They've exited top. They are coming back toward the members of Turbo Cyborg Ninjas. Anubis already low, taking damage from that keep. Jug of 1,000 Cups already out. Once again, Judgment In is on top of Kale Thos. Not going to be, that's just not enough to keep him alive. Falstad has fallen once more. Great focused firing from the members of Ninjas, taking down Kale Thos and Falstad every time, first of all. And they're not going to push with their golem. They're going to still defend their core here, at least with a couple of members.
I'm going to give them props. I mean, Love Sound, they saw that basically the end game is upon them, and they needed to get as much pushing power done as they could. The problem is that they went through top, and they tried to go for the keep. If you are basically stuck in a core race like this, you have to go for core. You can't go for the enemy keep. There's no way you're going to punch through a keep, even with Stone Bros, and then into the core without the enemy team doing anything about it. So, I mean, they had the right idea. The execution, unfortunately, wasn't there. It does yield level 20 for the Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, and with this, it will be game number 2 to go into their favor. That will be a 2-0, and the Turbo Cyborg Ninjas from the future will now go on into the round of 64. Congratulations to them for this first-time team. They did pretty good.
Yeah, they did a great job. They had really good team synergy. You could tell that they've been playing with each other for a while because they were able to capitalize on like certain things. Like I talked about them capitalizing on the Blessed Shield right away. They also did a fantastic job of doing that with the Judgment too. They always went after Kale Thos and then Falstad, regardless of the fact that Lily was just going with their Jug of 1,000 Cups. They were so good at being able to melt whoever was judgmented. And then even if they were right underneath the Jug of 1,000 Cups, the AoE was just not enough to keep them alive. From that point, they already had one damage dealer down. They turned on Falstad, would take him out every single fight too. And then from there, the damage was nothing for them to have to deal with.
There is definitely a big lack of synergy from Love Sound. Lack of damage, 24 takedowns to 7 by the end of it, with only a 1 level difference. I mean, again, Turbo Cyborg Ninjas at the end, you know, they got the skulls, they had a great team fight. You notice that they almost always took a team fight just before mines opened up. And that gave them superior map positioning consistently for almost every phase past the second one. You know, their first one, not so great because death timers, everyone's just able to rush right back into the core or into the mines. No problem, but kind of like what, past level 7 or so, I don't think they lost a single mine phase. And that did them extremely well. I give props to Love Sound. They knew that they were basically done. They had to go for a rush on the core. The problem is they rushed the keep. So, few things left to tweak out there, but still, I mean, I've seen much worse for first-timers.
It was a great decision when it was down 15-16 to move in and equalize out the golems. One that I was like, I don't know about this, but it really paid off for them.
It did.
And so that was a really good one. But yeah, just like you mentioned, having to go, when it's a Hail Mary, you have to go straight for core and maybe either force them back out of the mines early so they don't get as many skulls, and then you can move in and try to sweep up some of the skulls that they left. It's a rough place to be in there when you've lost a battle right before a mines where golems are on core.
So I would want to see Meza actually start learning, Rhaegar, Malfurion, Uther, if they are going to stay together as a team. The Lily really showed some pretty glaring issues, especially with the engage comp from Turbo Cyborg Ninjas. Like, once Tyrion and Nubrax in your face, Lily just, unfortunately, she can't deal with that kind of distributed damage. Malfurion's much better at it. Rhaegar is much better at it. But overall, I mean, Turbo Cyborg Ninjas, they did well. They move on, and they're going to be moving into the round of 64.